Hey,
And now we're good.
it's us. Hi, welcome to Vibrant, Visible, Victorious. Welcome to the party's VIM POC show. Today is Jason Statham's big vacation. I'm Lauren, your Statham master for today. And I just want to say before we start, Welcome to the Party is dedicated to creating an inclusive and equitable gaming community where folks can come and learn how to stream or play games on stream, and then we give them a place to do it. We would like to shout out our sponsors, Devin Rue, maker of fine fantasy maps, and you can find all her amazing stuff at rueinc.com. That's RUEINK.com. We'd also like to shout out Tabletop Loot, maker of dice, shirts, mugs, and more. And you can find all their great stuff at tabletoploot.com. And of course, So Nerdwear, our official merch sponsor. Use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase at sonerdwear.com. So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear. And also, I'd like to shout out our Patreon. The best way to support the channel and our ongoing work is through our Patreon. There you'll get interviews with the players, the mods, and the DMs, behind the scenes looks at our games from art to notes, and you'll help us in our goal to be able to underwrite amazing writers, artists, and creators from across the gaming universe as we try to create a showcase of their amazing work here on this channel. You can check it out at patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. That's patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. So tonight, I'm here with some amazing players. I'm going to start from my left to my right. We're going to start off with, let's start off with, as their character names are, Coco.
Oh, hi. Are we introducing characters?
Okay, I am mirrored, so Coco.
Are we doing like people, characters?
Yes, people. Say your name, who you're playing tonight, where we can find you.
Hi, I am Morgan. I'm playing Coco with a tour guide. You can find me at Twitter and Instagram at Serena Bezos. And I'm super excited because I love Grant Howard in these one-shot zany games. So I'm super happy to be here.
All right, next. This way, I think. This way, right here. We have Playing Calm.
Hi, so I'm Miriam, and I am playing Competent. An agent. That's me. Yeah.
And then on this side, doing the Vanna White thing, we have Playing Slick.
Hello, my name is Simon, and I will be playing Slick Greasepot, Mr. Statham's lawyer. And if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris.
And then Playing the Wall.
Hi, I'm Ting, and I'll be playing Sven, aka The Wall, private security for Mr. Statham.
All right. So, as was said earlier, this game, Jason Statham's Big Vacation, is by Grant Howard and Chris Taylor, based on a concept by Sean Smith. Jason Statham, international movie star, is on his holidays, but his own impulsive nature and the attentions of his arrival, the Wesley Sniper, could ruin everything. It's up to you, a skilled team of operatives paid for by his management, to ensure he has a great time. As mentioned, we each have a character class: lawyer, tour guide, private security, and agent. Game rules. When you attempt an action and the Statham master, that's me, reckons the outcome is in doubt, you will roll a d12. If it rolls a 4 or less, the action goes well for you, and on a 1, it goes very well. If it shows more, the action goes badly, and on a 12, it goes very badly. So remember, you're looking for a lower roll. If you have a skill that relates to the action in question, roll equal to or under the skill rating instead of a 4. So try to relate it to your skill rating. And every time you roll a d12, roll a d6 as well. That is the Statham dice. If the Statham dice show the same number as the d12, Jason has done something unpredictable. So there's also the Wesley Sniper. The Wesley Snipes hounds popular action stars in a quest for deranged vengeance. I'm sorry, the Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes. He has sworn never to shoot other actors with his high caliber rifle, but everything else is fair game. He will interfere with every scene from afar. He's too distant to be stopped, and so your team must work around him. You have 2 stats, adrenaline and stability. So stability, everything is going really well, very stable. But if the action goes badly and was dangerous, your character has been injured or stressed, so a point has shifted from stability into adrenaline. So when you roll a d12, add your adrenaline total to the roll. If your stability hits 0, you die or go mad or are otherwise rendered unable to help. You can choose which. Jason, you are unable to help Jason enjoy his holiday. We will be trying for 4 scenes in this game. And the Statham tracks. When the Statham master, that's me, believes that Jason Statham has become closer to death, boredom, arrest, or sadness, I will mark D3 points on the relevant track. The players should always get a chance to stop that from happening. If the result would fill in the track in question, Jason Statham enters danger mode. Immediately, we switch to the relevant scene outlined below. You have 1 chance to avert disaster, save his holiday, or else you will be fired. You can reduce the Statham tracks with appropriate successful actions. 1 for small action, 2 for medium action, and 3 for a serious repair job. So dead, danger mode, Jason Statham is dying. Sad, he breaks down in tears on the street, leading to a PR disaster. Arrested, he's in jail and must be liberated. Bored, he calls his mom, played by Helen Mirren, to come and pick him up. And now, the game begins. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, ready.
All right. First off, it's morning. Jason Statham wakes up. He yawns, stretches his eyes open, slams his eyes open, and says, I need money to go on holiday. I'm very sorry for the attempt at an accent. Usually I would have had more time to prepare, but I only watched 15 minutes of The Meg before I had to do some other stuff today. So he kicks open the door to his hotel room and starts running down the street, still in his bathrobe, on the way to the bank. What do you do?
Mr. Statham, sir? Clothes?
I don't need no clothes. I'm Jason Bloody Statham.
I'm running with him.
Make his way down the street.
I follow. But I grab a couple of, like, shorts and easy to, like, pull over shirt sort of a thing with me.
I think Slick is already on the phone with several media outlets getting ready to deliver a statement should any reports of indecent exposure or anything come up as a result of Jason in a bathrobe on the street.
Jason Statham steps out in the middle of the street and starts yelling for a cab. Hey, I'm Jason Statham. I need to go to the bank. I'll pay you lots of money to take me there.
Would sir like to put on some pants at the very least? And I hold up the shorts.
Who needs pants? I'm on vacation.
I'm helping him flag down a cab.
You. I like you. At this point, there's a bunch of cars that are obviously starting to stop because, there's a guy in a bathrobe in the middle of the street shouting, and you see people being like, is that Jason Statham?
All right, people, nothing to see here. It's just, it is a couple of drinks in, and everything's a little hunky dory. We'll be all fine. Listen here. Take a couple of 50s and pretend like you never saw anything. Okay?
He looks at you. You've had money this whole time.
Sir, I have to have a lot of money because, sir, you enjoy a lot of high-profile activities which require the use of a lot of money. So I've got a few things, but obviously this is my personal rainy day fund. If there's anything that you would like to procure for yourself, I'm sure we could arrange that. But I do think that the less money that I have to spend to get you to the bank, the better, sir. So.
Oh, you're right. Let's call an Uber.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll get it right on that. In the meantime, Sonny, listen. Tell you what. You hang out here. Maybe get yourself an ice cream and see what's going on with these shorts. I'll get you an Uber real quick.
And I hand the shorts over to you, Slick.
Just like press them against Jason Statham's chest, and I'm already with my other hand, one-handing, dialing up an Uber, trying to frantically find the nearest driver I can with a giant plastic smile on my face.
Roll for me to see if you convince Jason Statham to put on shorts. Either one of you.
Okay.
Can you manage to?
All right. So it's a D12, right?
It's a D12, but if you can use either any of your skills.
Seems like Statham lore to me.
I was gonna say Statham lore for the ability to know which pair of shorts is his favorite.
I'll allow it. So you have to roll. You have to roll under an 8. And remember, you also have to roll a D6.
Okay.
So roll.
Okay, so it is a 5, so it's under an 8, and did not match.
Excellent. So you have convinced Jason Statham to put on shorts. So he stands there grumbling in the street, but he does put on shorts. So an Uber does show up.
All right. Tell you what, buddy. Let's go right to what do you bank with these days, Mr. Statham? Is it Chase? Is it Century?
I bank with my own bank.
Sure. Take me to First National Bank of Jason Statham, please.
Okay, you see the driver plug it in her phone, and surprisingly enough, that does actually show up about a mile away. I mean, who knew?
I know. Great. Oh, cool. So, listen, kid. The faster and the smoother this goes, the better everybody is going to be. So, why don't we all hop on in, and we'll have a nice jaunt, and we'll just this will be the easiest thing we do all day.
Yeah, you better go fast, or I'll be bloody furious.
He does get very angry. Have you seen his movies? They're very fast.
Yeah, I've seen a few of his movies. Oh my god, I can't believe he's in my car. Okay, she drives. It's a pretty good trip. It's going really well. So you get to the bank, and you go inside. He's still wearing the bathrobe, but he's wearing shorts underneath.
It's progress.
So are all 4 of you on this?
I'm definitely there.
Yeah, I'll be in front, like opening the door.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if I'm there yet because I'm the tour guide. I need a place to go tour to.
I mean, if you can give a reason why you'd be there, I see no reason why you wouldn't be there.
I don't have a reason right now.
You could be getting paid at the bank. Or
Oh yeah, I could be at the bank. Just be like, I don't know.
Or are you the? What if you're the tour guide for the bank?
Hi, welcome to the bank. Let me show you around your bank.
I mean, it is the First National Bank of Jason Statham.
There could be some really wild stuff in there. Like it could be like a whole Disneyland situation inside. We don't know.
Gosh, oh no.
So you walk in, and he's there, and there are three, tellers. That's the word I'm looking for. And Jason goes up to one of them, starts filling out his deposit slip to try and request money, because not wearing pants and carrying his wallet, he doesn't have his debit card on him. But however, they will take being Jason Statham as a form of ID at the First National Bank of Jason Statham. But then you hear whispering, and then you see the security guards, and then the security guards come up and they're like, Mr. Statham, we're gonna have to ask you to come with us. And Statham says, excuse me, I'm conducting business here. The security guards say, yes, sir, we can see that. This will just take a second. And before this can finish, the bank teller goes, oh my God, he's holding me hostage. Somebody help me. And Jason Statham looks shocked. He says, I'm not holding anybody hostage. I'm just trying to get my money out so I can go on holiday. I'm trying to have a good vacation. What do you do?
What gun is up?
So far, no guns are up.
I think Slick throws his phone in his pocket and jumps right to the forefront and whips an accusing finger at the teller and says, "You trying to accuse my client of holding you up? Because right now it looks like absolutely nothing's happening, and that's slander, Missy. You know, I could put you away for a very long time, make it very uncomfortable for you. So unless you give me some proof right here and right now that Mr. Statham is doing anything, and I don't see any evidence to the contrary, then I think we're gonna have to nice long talk with you and whatever legal counsel is appointed to you as per your request, if you would like that to be present. But if you don't, then we can take care of this right quick, right here, right now. Huh?
Let's have you roll for that. What are you going to use?
I think that is law lore.
Sounds correct to me.
All right, so 1d12 plus 1d6. Oh no! So I got a 5 and a 5, so that's underneath, but Mr.
That's underneath, but it's also, as we have established, moves up on the Statham tracks. He is moving up closer on arrest.
All right.
Oh, no. I go search for the wall.
I'm
But
standing.
you did successfully use your law lore. And she says, I don't understand anything that you just said. Those are so many big law words. I just know that I think I've been taken hostage.
Are you being held hostage by Mr. Statham here, or by another party? Because I don't see any problems here, unless there's any problems that I haven't noticed here, and I'm pretty sure that I've got a pretty good eye for details, so I think I would notice if there was a problem here. But if there's not, then I'm going to file a triple injunction.
I'm being held hostage. And she looks at Jason Statham, who's still just there, like looking very upset, holding up his deposit form.
Could I take a look and see if she's being held up by someone that's behind the counter?
You can. I burped. You can, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try rolling eye for detail.
Okay.
Let's hope that this doesn't go off the rails.
Let's see, your eye for detail. Oh, okay. You did not succeed on your eye for detail, but you also did not move the Statham tracker. So you don't notice anything back there that doesn't look like it should, not belong in the back of a bank.
So I think I'm just getting flustered and like readjusting my suit and like fidgeting with my tie and everything.
You'll just hear a voice from behind. It's like, excuse me, I need to get to work. So can we roll this up? You're holding me hostage with my time. Do you mind, please?
Jason Statham says, "Yeah, you're holding her hostage. I'm not holding anyone hostage."
Exactly.
See? And the security guards are looking increasingly confused, and they're trying to help. They've heard somebody was being held hostage, and somebody now there's two people claiming they're being held hostage. And in the meantime, here's Jason Statham in a bathrobe and shorts.
Pants.
Yes, and shorts. And there's all these people around, and everything's just gone very confusing. And this was not the morning that they looked forward to. They just wanted to stay there and drink coffee and have nothing happen all day. So, Miss, you're also being held hostage? Is Jason Statham also holding you hostage?
No, the lady who's working the till is holding me hostage.
Okay, so he's holding her hostage and she's holding you hostage.
Doesn't look like he has anything on him. Look at him. Other than his arms, his muscles, he's not packing.
He could be.
And what?
I heard people call those guns. And Jason Statham says, "Yeah, I mean, these are some serious guns, but I'm not holding anyone hostage."
Does he, when he flexes, does his like rope rip?
A little bit. I mean, it tears just a little bit. It's very impressive.
It's a good thing I packed that t-shirt on me. And I go, "Sir, perhaps now would be a good time to put the shirt on?"
You don't even have to roll for that. He's very, very upset. He says, yeah, 1 second. He takes off the robe, and it's like anime sparkles. Yeah, even the teller behind the counter is just like, ah.
Where is he gonna hide a weapon? Look at him. Look at him.
You can also pat him down if you like. I'll pat him down for you.
See, she can pat me down. Anybody here can pat me down. I'm okay with it.
I start patting down.
So, suddenly he's very oiled, like out of nowhere. It's just like he's very sweaty and glistening out of nowhere. Like you can hear just like a soundtrack playing, and it's like you don't know where this came from. At the bank it was playing, you swear it was playing just, early 90s soft rock like 2 seconds ago. All right, somebody roll. Let's see how effective that was. One of you two roll.
What am I rolling?
I don't know. Pick something. You can roll for nothing, or you can use one of your skills. You have a better chance if you roll a skill.
Probably like extreme sports, because.
Oh, it is extreme. Okay.
All right, so I roll a D12.
Yes, a D12
and a D6.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna roll this right. We'll see. 2 5s.
Oh, okay.
And what if I need it? Like,
You did succeed,
okay.
but he is also a little closer to being arrested.
Uh-oh.
The security guard finally says, well, I suppose you're right. He couldn't hide anything anywhere. You did a good job. Both of you did a good job patting him down. And with all that oil and sweat, I mean, any weapons would just slide right off him. And then the teller says, I think I was mistaken. I think let's just call this all off. Here, Mr. Statham, here. And she just starts handing him cash. Goes, oh, thank you. And he just starts tucking it into his shorts. And he says, you've all helped me a lot today. I think what's your name? You, new girl.
Me?
Yes, yeah, you.
Hi, I'm Coco. Nice to meet you.
Coco, great. What do you do?
Well, I work at a place and I give tours.
You give tours. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm on holiday and I want to have the best vacation possible, so I'd like to hire you.
Okay, let's go.
Excellent. I'm going to take a nap.
Okay.
You can give me a tour afterwards, but I'm going home to take a nap.
All right. I'll see you then.
Okay. So he marches off with all the assorted bills in his shorts, oiled up, tattered remains of the bathrobe flaring behind him like a cape, and leaves the three of you to get to know and leaves you all to get to know each other a little bit.
Well, it was a harrowing morning, and one that I would not like to repeat anytime soon, but I'm glad that the worst of it is over, and that we all seem to have weathered the storm fairly quickly, and I'd like to commend all of you for your excellent work and your excellent service. It was Coco, was it? It was quite impressive work, and I think we'll be glad to have you on the payroll for the foreseeable future.
Wait, what? That was Jason Statham.
Yes, he's very dreamy, I know. You have to be careful about looking too closely into his eyes because he can see back into your soul. And if you're not careful, he will just absolutely overwhelm you with his raw charisma. Seen it before, happened to plenty of people, but it's okay. You're new here, and so I understand that you may not be adjusted to his absolutely otherworldly chiseled abs. Seeing them in person is really a sight to behold, I have to say. Usually I like to wear sunglasses most of the time. So anyway, you said you give tours. What kind of tours do you do, and how good are you at it?
I am really good at it. I don't know, GM, where are we going for vacation?
Okay. So, it is now afternoon. Jason Statham has had a nice long mid-morning nap, had a little bit of lunch. You're all hanging out, doing, whatever team building exercises, getting to know you exercises, whatever you feel like doing. When all of a sudden you hear slam, door gets kicked open. Jason Statham is there wearing a Speedo and flip-flops. And he says, all right, I want to go snorkeling. What do you do?
Well, as the individual with the most hands-on experience with the local flora and fauna, and the urban landscape, the concrete jungle, as they like to say, Coco, do you happen to know any great places for snorkeling? And if so, would you mind finding us the most expedient route?
Yeah, let's see where we can go for snorkeling. And she just pauses for a second and just like stares up into the sky. Where are we? New York, California?
It really doesn't matter.
Cool.
We are everywhere and nowhere.
That's existential and slightly scary, but okay.
That's the name of the game.
It's New California Orchistan.
Oh boy, that's a mouthful. She's like, well, I know there's a beach, and at that beach, oh yes, oh, it's right where I work. How did I forget? So we'll be going out there to the water. There is a nice little dock. There's some snorkeling gears. You can rent them out or have your own, whatever. And there's a little like artificial reef that you can go snorkel at and see all the fish and coral and turtles and yeah.
That sounds excellent. And I used to be an Olympic diver. I come prepared. And from out of seemingly nowhere, he pulls his own snorkeling gear. That's true, by the way. He was. You can still find the videos online. He had pretty good form.
Statham facts.
He was on like the 1990-91 Olympic diving team for the UK.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah.
Statham facts.
I'm not kidding. I am
No, I believe you. Just amused, that's all. Yeah, well, obviously you have your own stuff. Everybody else is probably gonna have to rent though, because she just looks at them. She's like, I don't know if y'all have your own snorkeling gear or not, but yeah, let's head out there, get y'all suited up, and then we can go see some fishies. Yeah. And she just like sort of like throws her hands in the air and just like walks out.
all right. I love the fishies. He follows you out.
I sigh and follow.
Yeah, Slick is on his phone researching maritime law to prepare.
Coco, how crowded is this beach?
Oh, well, it's July, so it's probably like a little crowded, but it's fine. There's not gonna be many people out there. It'd be fine.
Okay. Because we don't want too many onlookers.
Too many Olivers, like Oliver Twist, Oliver Wood. What?
Onlookers.
Oh, onlookers. I'm so sorry.
Perhaps where, give Jason his privacy?
I mean, like there is another reef that's sort of off to the side, but like it's a little dangerous to get to. But I know the way, so you can follow me.
Okay. How's that sound?
So, how are you going to get there? Are you going to take private transportation? Are you going to take like a tour bus? Are you going to take, I don't know, taxi, hired car? How are you planning to get there?
Do we have like a SUV or a four-wheel?
You could.
Yeah.
Something safe and comfortable.
Yes, and perhaps I will drive and let Statham Sir rest. And also make sure we get there in one piece.
Okay. So you start the drive. You're just getting out of the city when all of a sudden the tire, you hear a noise just a. I'm trying to do. It's only supposed to be one noise, but I'm not sure if my mic's picking it up. But you hear a bang, and the back tire, one of the back tires, goes out, and you know it's the work of the Wesley snipers. You just know. And Jason Statham, who is oblivious to the Wesley snipers for his own well-being, says, "Oh no. Now how are we going to get to the snorkeling?"
It's just a tire change. I mean, it won't take long, will it? Any of you know how to change a tire?
I can do it.
Yeah, I have people that do that for me.
Okay. What do you want to roll to change the tire? Let's see.
These hands are weapons.
You know what? I will allow it.
Just punch the car until it works again.
Yeah.
Just Fonzie it the whole time.
Be amazing. So, D12 and a D6. Okay.
Nope.
So, it turns out that Fonzieing the tire does not actually work. However,
Too much strength, and I break one of the.
However, you
lug
do
nuts.
manage to really amuse Jason Statham. So that's something. You keep him quite happy the whole time this is going on. But you're not any closer to, actually getting to the snorkeling than you were before. Finally, Mr. Statham says, "Well, I suppose we could always hitchhike." Starts before you can talk him out of it. He sticks out his thumb, and even though there's no cars on the way, and just starts trying to hitchhike.
Perhaps we can walk there. It's not too far, is it? Coco?
No, it's not far at all. It's probably like another 2 more miles. But I think I can know a way to get there. Give me 1 second. And can I use local knowledge to find us a tour bus that's coming by to pick us up?
Give me a roll.
All right, so that's.
Hey. So, with your local knowledge, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of when tour buses are coming by. So you move Jason Statham out of the road just as a tour bus comes by, and with them recognizing you from the International Tour Guide Alliance.
Yeah, we all know each other.
Yeah. They know to stop. They recognize a tour guide in trouble.
I give them the little sailor salute, but how we do it's more like a hey.
They stop. They slow down the tour bus and give you a hey in return.
My people.
The bus opens, and you see another tour guide inside. I'm trying to think of a name on the spot. BB. You see BB. She says, "Oh, hi, Coco. What are you doing out here?"
Hi, BB. Oh, I'm just taking my new client to go see some fishies.
Oh, that's so awesome. We're going to go see the fishies too.
Awesome. If you could give us a stop at the one, and she gives it a wink before you get there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I just got to take the long way around though. But yeah, no problem. I'll drop you all up there.
That's fair. That's understandable. All right.
It's totally okay though. We're watching a movie while we drive, so it's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, what movie are you watching?
I don't know. Some of our people picked it, and I'm not really watching it, but they're saying it's pretty good. So
Okay, sounds good. And I just push them all onto the tour bus.
Yep. I go along.
So the tour bus is super posh inside. It's got lovely seats that you can lean back in, and even like you can nap if you want. It's got huge. It's those buses that have the little tiny screens. Nuh-uh, not like that. It's huge. It's like big screen.
So is it
Like
almost like a party bus?
it's basically a party bus. They got like a projector screen TV, and Jason Statham looks around. He's like, "Wow, this is nice." So we're going to go see the fishy still, right?
Yes, of course. We found a new way to get there. So sit down, relax, enjoy the movie they're watching. I don't know which movie it is, but we'll be there soon enough.
And so, you start driving, the movie starts up again, and you realize it's not like, Mulan or like Titanic or like Fast and Furious or, just like any, popular movie or anything. It's not even like a small indie movie. What it is, it seems to be somebody's home movie that they made at the bedside of a dying family member, recording all of their goodbyes, and they're crying, and it's just a lot of like, well, just know that when I see you again on the other side, I will be so proud of the person that you have become in this life. A lot of like, I'm gonna miss you so much, Mom. I don't know how I'm gonna go on. And Jason Statham his eyes are glued to it, and he's leaking tears. Like, it's that kind of crying where you don't even realize you're crying. But it's like a floodgate. And he looks like, he looks the saddest any human being has ever looked. This is not going to be a good day.
But he's glued to the screen, right? That's a good thing.
He's just like, Mama, no. Mom. My mom. And
I keep passing, like, I hold a box of tissues or like whatever would have been in like my outdoor kit of things on the go, like a nanny, and I just put the box right in front, very next to Jason. And
he hasn't even noticed. He's just like openly weeping onto his bare chest because he's still in a Speedo.
Slicka comes up behind him and throws an arm over his shoulder. It's amazing, right? It's incredible. I mean, the performance. Amy Dingleberg, just incredible. These audition tapes are just getting better and better every day, Jason, baby. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to be starting to think about Oscar season, right? This kind of performance is just something you never see outside of serious AAA Hollywood films. And I'm telling you, if you want to be taken seriously as an actor these days, I'm not a PR agent or anything like that. I'm just a humble lawyer. I'm just a humble country lawyer. But I'm just saying, if you want to be taken seriously when the awards come around, people are going to look at more than just the explosions and the guns and the hairy chest. They're going to see that there's underneath that bulletproof exterior, there's a core, a gooey, emotional, molten core inside that's just waiting to come out. And I think if you were to work with somebody like this, I mean, this is top notch. I'd like to roll Spin Doctor to try and get him to realize this is not a horrible film.
Give me that roll.
All right, let's do it. 1d12 plus 1d6.
You nailed it. He looks at you, just tears in his big sad eyes, and he says, Really? You think I could ever be that good? You
Jason,
think I could ever do anything that heartfelt on screen?
I think all you have to do is reach down deep into the deepest bowels of your psyche and pull back whatever is coming up right now. Just from this moment, this very moment right here, you remember that. You remember that, buddy, and you're going to go far. You're going to go far.
I'm thinking I really miss my mom.
Oh well, let's not think about the mum. Remember the fishies? The fishies were great.
I like the fishies.
Yeah.
My
The
mom would
fishies.
like the fishies too. I'm gonna go see the fishies for my mom.
That's right. We are going to see the fishies for your mom. We're going to see some pretty, like, bright ones. We're going to see some small ones. We're going to see some big ones. We're going to see some long ones. We're going to see some.
And make sure to avoid the spiky ones.
Yes, of course.
I'll punch the spiky ones if they come near us.
About that.
I should let the wall punch the spiky ones when they come near us.
I'll do that.
Probably. Yeah.
You punch the spiky ones when they come near us.
Sure.
Okay, the situation seems to be calmed for now. Now that you have managed to convince him that this horrible, horrible, sad movie with this clearly distraught family is just a movie. So everything seems to be going well. You get to the destination that you need to go first before going to the secret snorkeling spot. And this family with their horrible, horrible home video, why are they watching this, departs. And Coco says, okay, we'll just be, maybe about half an hour longer and then we'll be there. And why don't you, I don't know, take a nap or something. It'll be fine. I'm really sorry about that video. I didn't know it was on it. And Jason Statham says, okay, that'll be great. So he pushes his recliner to, lean back, but instead it launches him forward.
Oh no.
Turns in. For some reason, whatever this button is, all of your seats turn in to this horrible treadmill device that keeps throwing you all over the place. You know that OK Go music video? Okay, it's like that, only without the music. And Jason Statham, he's like, this isn't a nap. This isn't a nap at all. And he starts running angrily on it. He says, what are you going to do? Help me out.
I look for buttons to stop it.
All right, make me a roll. What are you gonna roll?
I am going to say narcotics. Perhaps, when I've been in party buses like this partying, I know what the devices do.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Okay, so I rolled under and it doesn't match.
Okay. So you're able to find some buttons and you push them and it slows them. And it slows them drastically. But so far, it hasn't stopped. But you are able to turn the section that you're on off. But the rest of the bus, still pretty fast. Jason starts trying to work his way over to you now that yours is off. But it's still kind of an ordeal because it's this big, long party bus. He says, what did you do? What did you hit?
I'm still working on it, sir.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
I want to go over and grab Jason Statham and just try to pull him off his seat. Yeah.
Okay, give me a roll. All right, were you rolling for anything in particular or just a roll?
Probably extraction.
Okay. Well, Jason seems not that into it. Says, hey, what are you doing?
Ooh. Mercs of Mischief raided with friends.
Ooh, hello.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to whatever this is. So, Jason Statham says, what are you doing?
I'm trying to. Don't you want to stand up and not?
I'm running.
You just keep it up, and we'll have this whole thing sorted out in no time. We just got to keep our eyes open and our feet moving. You know, it's we all got an active lifestyle, and we're just all trying to keep pace with your international jet setting ways, sir. While I'm just babbling, I want to keep an eye out for any mechanisms that are sticking out that we might be able to like jam something in or pull wires out or push a button. I'd like to roll eye for detail.
Okay.
See what happens. I am over.
All right. You do not see anything because you're still on a section that's going fairly decently fast. This is not fun. This is supposed to be a vacation.
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
In my suit.
Can I try to figure out where the other buttons are? Or my role was my role for this particular scene.
If anybody else has anything they want to do first, let's see that. Coco, do you want to try anything or?
Yeah, I'm gonna do local knowledge and be like, oh, I know these buses. I don't know why it's acting like this. Hold on. And she's just gonna like start like beating the panel to because if you smack it enough, it'll stop.
Okay.
That's her plan.
Okay. You got a 7. Okay.
And that matches my local knowledge, so
equal to or under. So yes, it seems to take a second, and for a second the mechanism seems to stick, but you hit it again and it stops. And you all stop and take a big breath.
Coco is not athletic at all, so she's just kind of like just laying on her treadmill now, just dying.
And from up front, BB says, what was that? I didn't hear that. What was that?
You're great.
I know.
Keep driving.
So you finally get to the reef. And it's a beautiful, beautiful evening. Well, late afternoon by this point. The water is warm. The sand is gorgeous. And you can all get in the water and go swimming and snorkeling and relax. And Jason Statham goes in the water and is looking at all the fishies and is delighted. He gets to look at all the fishies, the long ones and the short ones and the spiky ones that he's promised he'd stay away from. And then he sees there's someone else there. He sees she looks just like him. That same face. The same eyes behind the snorkeling mask. That same beautiful chest, only a bit more rounded. It's his exact same head. Only it's a sexy lady, Statham. And they both get out of the water and they stare at each other, kind of mirror image. It's like, you know, that scene from the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet where they're both behind the
Aquarium.
And they're both like that. And it's like that, and they're both kind of mirroring each other behind this little waterfall. They're both like, ooh, ooh. And she's like, and he starts to follow her. And he starts to wander away from you. What do you do?
Wait, you're moving out of the zone, Mr. Statham? And she's just like trying to like wave at him, and she knows he's like oblivious to her, but she's like, and she's just looking at the rest of them like,
We should probably go make sure he's okay. Also, I really want to take a selfie of that, or I really want to take a picture of that. That is so weird.
It is, isn't it?
I'm following them.
Yeah.
I'm probably in the snorkeling with him, probably near him.
So Jason Statham looks back at you and he says, "Did you see her? She's gorgeous. I think, is that what mermaids look like? But I think she had legs. So she's like a reverse mermaid."
Right,
Yeah,
sure.
Yes, sir, but you're getting out of the safe swimming zone, so perhaps we can either call her closer to us and you can, you know, have a chat, or perhaps maybe don't wander off alone, sir?
Oh, yeah, call her. "Hey, beautiful, what's your phone number?" And you see her from about where she is, about, you know, I don't know, 20 feet ahead. Is that a long way? I don't know distances. But she's like, and doesn't say anything. And just starts swimming further away. And he goes, "I have to go after her. This is fate." And he starts paddling after her.
I follow, sigh and follow.
Yeah, me too.
Remembering the time where I wasn't chasing after a very tall, burly, really hot man-child, and continue.
Is he tall? I don't think he is tall.
I don't know. Let me check IMDb. Oh, actually, I think you could just Google how tall is Jason
How
Statham.
tall is Jason Statham?
Or if someone in the chat knows.
5'10".
Wow.
Taller than me, but that's everyone. So
Same.
Yeah, taller than me.
I commandeer a boat on this beach and try and paddle after this guy.
And it's a good thing you're doing so, because you see the sexy lady Statham
Oh no.
swimming towards something very dangerous. You see her swimming towards a riptide. And you get the feeling that maybe she isn't human.
Or real.
Or else maybe she just doesn't have any concern for her own safety. You know, it's one or the other.
Sir?
Yeah, I'll be right there. Just 1 second. Hey, sexy lady.
Mr. Statham, I think actually if you take a look, it's hard to see while you're swimming, but the weather patterns I think are shifting very rapidly. We might be in the middle of a storm front, and if we're not careful, we might be caught out here in the middle of a thunderstorm. And as you know, being struck by lightning in a body of water is quite dangerous. As I'm sure you remember from several of your stunts from the movie Crank. If you wouldn't mind just paddling over here, I'd like to try and employ some spin doctoring, to try and tell him the weather's not so good.
Give me a roll.
All right. Let's see. Big money, no whammy. Oh, baby.
Excellent.
There it is.
Despite the fact that there is not a cloud in the sky, the sun is shining, everything is gorgeous, he says, "Oh, you're right. 1 second." And he stops swimming and climbs up and gets in the boat with you and says, "All right, now we can go faster. Let's go after her."
Not exactly what I had in mind, honestly, sir. We are sort of in the middle of a lightning rod that's in the middle of the ocean right now, in this little dinghy. We can still see the fishies, when the weather clears. So why don't we just turn right around and we'll get right back on that? Or oh, you're really not taken to this, are you?
No, she's gorgeous, and I might never see her again. This is true love. You have to understand true love.
Well, I wouldn't be much of a lawyer if I didn't understand basic human emotions and reciprocated them on occasion. So tell you what, let's see what we can do here, sir. And I'll start rowing, like trying to turn around, and seeing if the riptide whirlpool situation is getting worse, or just generally keeping an eye out for things that are happening in there.
Okay, amusingly enough, I think there might actually be a thunderstorm rolling in here.
In fiction.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry, I was just gonna try and row the boat, like pretend like I'm moving towards the whirlpool, but trying to turn around the boat, but at the same time using eye for detail to try and see what's actually happening in there, or if we're like maybe on a crash course with it or not, or I don't know.
Okay.
Sure. Oh no. Oh no.
All right. Well, Statham has become a little bit more sad at the thought of never seeing, obviously, his true love ever again.
Oh no.
But you do see that the way the water is moving, it seems to be very obviously human made. There's something that's very unnatural about that, and you can only come to the conclusion that it's the Wesley snipers. This is a plot. This is an attempt to ruin his vacation.
Say, would one of you more nautically inclined individuals be able to take a little paddle over there and see what's going on? And we wouldn't want Mr. Statham to go into this mermaid's home without making sure that it's safe for everybody involved. So if one of you wouldn't mind taking a step in and double checking that it's actually all copacetic on that end. Maybe that would be useful.
I mean, I can because it's the water stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a mermaid cave around here, but
Yeah, but she's a reverse mermaid.
oh,
So
right.
you need to remember that. So it could be different than a regular mermaid cave.
Exactly. I'm so sorry, Mr. Statham. So
Yeah, no, apology accepted. I wouldn't have expected there to be any mermaids around here, much less a reverse mermaid.
Of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take a look because I know this area pretty well, and so maybe I'll find it easier and avoid any like sharp rocks or barracudas or like riptides or like
Reverse mermaids.
reverse more no regular mermaids.
Regular mermaids.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna have her like take the boat or swim out there to and local knowledge.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So you get to the location. And again, despite the fact that it looks scary, it looks like, it should be this horrible, whirlpool riptide event. It seems to have no interest in you. And you go down there, and with your scuba goggles, you see there's some sort of an underwater base.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Or more, it's like, blurb.
And you see the sexy lady, Jason Statham, has swum down there and is entering the underwater base.
Can I swim a bit closer to see, like, is there a window to, like, look in or anything? Or
It is closed. It's all like plastic, like opaque.
All right, then I'm going to swim back.
Did you see her? Is she down there in a cave?
It's not a cave. It's more like a military, not a military base, but like it's like a base for like a secret supervillain.
Oh, so she's double sexy.
Is she though?
Don't you watch any of my movies? The evil ones are always the hot ones. I have played so many hot villains in my time.
That's
Haven't
actually
you
very
seen
true.
any of my appearances in the Fast and Furious movies where I was originally a villain but am now a hero? It's like that.
Yeah, I've seen those.
So obviously, she's currently a villain, but through love for me, will become a hero.
Oh,
I have to go find her.
oh, yep, you got you. And she's just looking at everybody else like, help, please.
Perhaps we should make sure that we come back with better gear, oxygen and everything, as I'm now sort of like trying to conserve.
That's right. We only came prepared for a little bit of light snorkeling. We didn't actually bring any gear for military espionage or breaking and entering into a concealed subterranean base. Perhaps planning out a full excursion to investigate the whole situation would be advantageous. But given the current circumstances, Mr. Statham, I'm sure you can understand that we wouldn't be able to provide the top quality vacation experience that you've come to expect from our team without sufficient planning.
But then how will I ever see her again?
Well, she lives here, doesn't she? We can always come back.
I mean, yeah.
So if you leave here now, then it's the same. We'll just come back later, and she'll still be here if she still lives here.
I mean,
Right.
that's true. But I was hoping to take her home tonight and, and he just keeps doing, this movement for an uncomfortably long time.
Well, maybe it might be more fun with a little anticipation, Draw it out a little.
Draw it out. Oh, you mean more like.
Before you did that, I knew that's exactly what you were going to do. I don't know if this is immediately useful. Could I attempt to call some people to find a willing person on Tinder or something who's really good at cosplay, who can recreate what we just saw and agree to show up at Jason's hotel later on.
Give me a roll for it.
I'm gonna try spin doctoring this. All right. I got a 2.
Okay.
So I think Slick says, "Okay, well, listen, hang on. I think I can make out a phone number that's been printed conveniently on the side of that institution. So let me just give them a call." And I call up and go through a bunch of double speak to and then come back up from the phone call and say, so she's very busy now. She'd love to take visitors, but she's very interested in having a one-to-one discussion about the finer points of your theatrical career and how you two can really jive. So she'll tell you what, she's going to meet you back at the hotel later this evening, after you both have had some time to freshen up a little bit, you know?
So I'm going to get to see her again.
Oh yeah, you'll get to see her again. You'll get to see her again very soon. She's just a little gun shy, you know. She don't want to walk in anything unprepared.
So I should wear long sleeves.
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right. In that case, we should all go home. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to wear long sleeves. And then I'll see you. It's going to be a great night. Thank you so much. You all are excellent. This is so far the best vacation ever. Now, how are we getting home? Because I think our van is still missing a tire several miles away, and I don't want to watch that very sad movie again, even if it is making me a better actor.
Do we have any clear methods of egress? Maybe a helicopter on standby or something. We call I'm not particularly one for
all you gotta do is say. All you really gotta do is give an explanation.
Sure. I'm going to I personally would like to recall the patrolling patterns of the Coast Guard in the area, and be able to flag them down because there happens to be a boat nearby.
Okay.
Lore.
So okay. So a boat comes to pick you up. You all get on it. Everything seems to be going well until you, as Jason Statham is regaling everybody with the tale of his soon-to-be reverse mermaid girlfriend, you hear, "Jason Statham!" And you look. And what it is a woman in a Coast Guard uniform, tall, well-built, looks furious.
Is she fast?
She is furious. I didn't know it would be you. He looks at her, turns pale, and says, "Kelly, I didn't know it would be you." I have no idea what any of Jason Statham's exes sound like.
I mean, he's probably had
I never expected to see you again. I hoped I'd never see you again. And you know what I said would happen if I ever saw you again. He raised up his hand and said, "Now let's take it easy here. I thought, you know, maybe with a little bit of time, we could all just put that behind us." She says, "Oh no, you were just here on my boat talking about a mermaid new girlfriend No, you do not get to do that to me. Not on my boat. She calls to her crew and says, throw him overboard. What do you do?
Uh,
I get into a fighting stance and stand in front of.
Are they on our
Jason.
boat, or are they starting to jump onto our boat?
Oh no, this is a Coast Guard boat.
I'm gonna do extreme sports, and I'm gonna get in the driver. Oh, it's a paddle boat, isn't it? It's not a motorboat.
Yeah, I think they're. I don't really know I don't know boats.
Is it like a yacht?
It's kind of a big one, like yacht sized.
The one we're in currently.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, and I ramp it up, and I just take off.
Okay, so while she's doing that, the wall, you are in front of Jason Statham.
Yes.
She looks at you and says, why are you defending him? Do you know what
It's my job. I don't get a bonus if he's hurt.
It's your job? That was my life. He says, Kelly, I'm sorry.
Jason, if there's anything in your past that's going to come back to haunt you in a legal ramification way, there's only so much money that I happen to have on my person, and I can only smooth over so many problems. So let me tell you something, kid. If there's something in your past that you need to tell us about, you need to tell me as your legal counsel right here and right now, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves in deep, deep, deep water. And deeper than the one that we're currently in, and that's very deep. And I think that puts us about in the Marianas Trench, and I don't like to go there, sir, because there's not a lot of fishies there, and your mom would not like it.
You know, you've all been so nice to me today. I think. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, the wall. And he says, stand down. I should come clean. Kelly, I'm really sorry. I forgot to walk the dog that one time. She says, one time? You forgot to walk him for a week. He was so upset. It's not about the dog. It's about trust, Jason. I couldn't trust you. He says, well, you were always making all these weird demands of me. And she says, no. It was about, okay, maybe they were weird. Maybe I'm a weird person, okay? Maybe I like weird food combinations. And maybe when I'm not wearing my Coast Guard uniform, I like to wear weird clothes, like pom-poms for pants. But you know what? That's me. And he says, yeah. And you know what? Action movies is who I am. And I'm never going to give that up. And she says, what were we even fighting about back then, Jason? And he says, you know what? I don't even know anymore, really. And she says, you know what? I don't even know either.
No
Maybe
kiss.
it was an overreaction to have them throw you overboard because you forgot to walk the dog one time. I was just really upset about it because you lied and said you did. I'd had a really rough week. And he says, yeah, no, I don't blame you. You deserve somebody who will walk the dog for you without you having to ask. And she says, no, I shouldn't expect you to read my mind. And, I'm happy for you and your weird reverse mermaid girlfriend. I'm happy that you found someone you love. You know what? I'm dating again, too. And he says, yeah. And she says, yeah, I am. I haven't found my own weird reverse mermaid, but, maybe someday I will. And he says, you could try where you picked me up. I hear they've got plenty of reverse mermaids there. And she says, you know what? Maybe I will.
At this point, you see there's like you hear a very faint tune coming from my phone as I find some sort of romantic ballads, and I'm just like playing it from my phone, like.
And the rest of your ride goes surprisingly uneventfully after that weird event. I mean, what even was up with that? You're not even sure if that was the Wesley Snipers or just a strange coincidence. Jason Statham is a weird guy, and he seems to attract some really weird people around him. This isn't even the fifth weirdest thing that you've found him, the weirdest person that you found in his life. So it could just be, I don't know, a thing. So you get back to the hotel. He goes to clean up for his date with his reverse mermaid. Thank you, Slick.
So who is this person? Now that Jason's like off showering and whatnot. Did you actually find her?
Oh no, of course not.
Oh.
God no. No,
Oh.
there's no such thing as a reverse mermaid.
Oh, of course, duh. Like,
As far as I know, at least. I mean,
Well, I
I
mean,
wouldn't
you
know,
can-
is that, unless there really are.
There's like a
in this
suit you
area.
can put on, and then you can kind of flap around like a mermaid. I've heard there's professional mermaids who do that. And I just start pulling up an Instagram and showing a couple of photos. And then it's like, see, look at them. They sometimes sit in like those dunk games where you can try to hit the thing and then they go dunk inside. Or they just, there's some professional mermaid models who wear this super shiny thing and cover their legs and go flap, flap, flap with their feet. See?
yeah, I've seen those. They're actually sometimes out at the reef, and they're so annoying because they get in the way of my tours. I'm like, excuse me, you don't work here. I do. Move. And they don't listen. They're like, I'm a professional, and like, we're here because the sun's great. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm trying to do my job. Okay, thanks, bye. Yeah, they're not great.
Jason's been gone a long time. Are we sure that shower is all up to code?
Did you check it before he went in?
Maybe he's helping himself in there, prepping. Do we really want to barge in?
Oh, I'd
I mean,
rather
yes.
So Jason does come out dressed. He's cleaned up quite nicely. Very nice suit. Very nice. He smells good. Like, all right. Now, where is this lovely reverse mermaid? I should have got her name. Well, I guess I will soon.
She should be here any moment now. If everything goes according to plan, she should be arriving in about 15 seconds.
And exactly 15 seconds later, there she is.
Right on time.
In one of those, like, really... Okay, as a cosplayer, she has done a pretty good job looking like Jason Statham. And she's wearing this beautiful evening gown. But her face looks exactly like Jason Statham.
Oh, no.
Just like the woman at the snorkeling place at the reef. And he looks at her and he goes, "Oh, you look even more beautiful, all dressed up like this." And she just, as was instructed, was like...
It gives like a high five behind Jason Statham's back.
As they go off to dinner.
Is her head shaved, or is she wearing like a ball cap?
It's like a bald cap with some very artfully applied stubble.
Mm-hmm.
So now that they're off on their date for the evening, you guys can go and relax and take a nice break, because you don't want to be there in the bedroom while they're doing whatever it is they're doing now that they're in their eating room service and anything else. And I guess we're about ready for a break.
Okay. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. So
Yeah.
stick around. And we're live. And we're back.
Hey, and we're back. And because I forgot to say so at the start of the show, because I got nervous and forgot, happy International Non-Binary Day to our non-binary friends, family, players, everybody. So, hooray. All right. When last we left Jason Statham, he was having a date with a cosplayer who was cosplayed as the sexy lady version of himself that he saw earlier on vacation. So now it is the next morning. I dropped my super secret DM dice. Okay. So now it's the next morning, the morning after the date. You had a good night's sleep, or at least a not terrible night's one. Everything so far is okay. And Jason Statham is again awake. You're having breakfast. It's early. And he kicks down the door to your room, which has been so recently repaired, and says, I don't want breakfast here. I want breakfast at the cafe on the boulevard. We're going there.
Okay, we'll go there. Let me call an Uber. And I start calling an Uber.
This time, he does not complain.
Does he have pants on this time?
This time, he also has pants on. Thankfully, after last time. This time, he is actually dressed, t-shirt, shorts, socks with sandals.
Oh no.
It's vacation attire. So he's holding up his phone and saying, I heard about the menu I heard about the menu on Yelp, and it looks really good. They got croissants, they got coffee, but different croissants and coffee from the hotel. So I want to try them.
Of course, that cafe is actually so good. They have like a little like chocolate croissant with like a little cafe espresso. It's just, it's the best.
That sounds excellent, and I can't wait till we get there.
What happened? Did she leave?
Oh, yeah, no, she left this morning before I woke up, which was kind of sad, but she didn't really talk much, and I didn't get her name or phone number, but everything was fine. So, it was what it was. Two ships passing in the night.
They just ram into each other and they keep sailing away?
Yeah, that too. Ram into each other again and again and again and again until eventually you have to roll over and go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, Uber. I think it's almost here. I can see it. Look, it's actually driving really close to the hotel.
Let's go downstairs then.
So you go downstairs, and it's the same Uber driver as yesterday. And she still looks really excited to see Jason Statham. And she goes, wow, again, I'm the luckiest person ever. Good morning, Mr. Statham. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning. 1, 2, 3, get on the dance floor.
You can call me Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi. Isn't it a great morning?
Yeah, it'd be even better if we can get to this particular cafe.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And she starts driving. And the drive goes, pretty fast. She doesn't talk much. She puts on a good playlist. It's actually a really nice, pleasant drive. So you get there and you go to the cafe And it's a really nice little cafe. I mean, it's got this, kind of faux old world look to it. Some people sitting out front already. Smell of coffee out front. And you go and Jason Statham kicks open the door.
They usually are open. You don't really have to kick it. Never mind.
Yeah, it's too late. He's already inside.
It's also one of the doors that swings out too, not in.
Oh God.
Oh no.
There's glass everywhere. It's a huge mess. Somebody's gonna have to come at it with a broom.
Look at Slick.
Yep. I'm throwing money at it. Breeze past and immediately start chucking dollar bills at the wait staff left and right. Like, yeah, it's fine. Jason's in his contract. He has to open every door this way. You understand, of course, being fine, upstanding individuals. I'm sure being in the service industry, you've got to deal with a lot of worse stuff these days. But it's going to be fine. We'll just this should cover the damages, and we'd just like to be seated to a table.
I mean. Yeah, okay. So you go and you sit down, and Jason sits by himself because of course he does. And he says, "Hey, I want 3 of those chocolate croissant thingies and a triple espresso and some eggs." And the waitress comes over and she's like, what kind of eggs? And he's like, "Surprise me." And she comes over to you and she's like, and you, what would you like?
Some peace and quiet, but a chocolate croissant will do for now.
I hear that, honey.
Can I have a cafe mocha ice with coconut cream and like a little bit of half and I'll just like light whip?
Yeah. Anyone else?
Coffee, black, hot, and I'll tell you when to stop bringing it.
Got it.
Orange juice.
Okay. She goes and she leaves. So she brings you all your orders first, being relatively simple. Coco, you just got a regular iced mocha without much of what she gave you, of what you ordered. And then Jason Statham. It is time for Jason Statham to get his meal. And he does get his triple espresso, and he does get his 3 croissants. And he gets eggs. They are indeed a surprise. He looks at him and goes, "What kind of eggs are these? They're kind of strange looking." And he taps the eggs to open them, and out pour eels. An unending amount of eels all over the table. And he starts shrieking and trying to get them off of him, because if there's one thing, the only thing that Mr. Statham is scared of, it's eels. What do you do?
I hose him down.
What, your drink?
No, I don't know.
Grab the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher. But I do retrieve my chocolate croissant and go get that, because I'm having my chocolate croissant.
I mean, fair. Give me a roll.
Okay. I am going to go with failed actor, because I remember one of my auditions was a firefighter. And I had to hold the hose and know how to do it. It was like some demo for equipment sort of a thing.
Okay, I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Ooh, I rolled under.
Excellent. So you remember, you know how to pull the pin, you know how to spray. You remember you're supposed to spray at the base of a fire and sweep around. But this isn't really a fire, but you are able to spray at the base of the eels, which is the eggs. And this does scatter them across the floor, but it does also get them away from Jason. And he's standing up and still trying to brush them off of him. It's like, why did those come from? I didn't even know they sold eel eggs for breakfast.
I guess when you say surprise them, it really is a surprise?
I'm bloody surprised.
So you got what you wanted?
I mean, fair.
Perhaps, what else do you have in your agenda, sir? Perhaps, we should, go somewhere else.
Well, I did want to go hiking in the national park today. That's why I wanted a big breakfast. Lots of carbs, carbo loading.
More croissants, please?
Tell you what, there's a lot of protein in eels, you know? I did a little stint in Japan, and you'd be surprised at how much you can get out of an unagi if you really slice it thin enough. We could probably fry it up a little bit and get something clear the consistency of a scrambled egg, especially if we mashed it down and tossed it around in some oil. Hey, Garcon, do you think we could get a little bit of these sauteed eels for Mr. Statham here? I think we really appreciate it if we could get that kind of a nutritional supplement in the morning.
The waiter looks at you and goes, "We don't serve eels. I don't know where these came from." And it was at that moment that you knew the Wesley snipers had been here.
Oh no.
Betrayed. Well, we'll do our best to remove the foreign entities from this establishment post haste. Specifically, the easiest way to do that would be in Mr. Statham's belly. So if we could get to the sautéing, we'll dispose of the eels. I know that it's not normally in your menu, but perhaps my friend Mr. Franklin would be able to convince you to figure out a way to prepare these in a satisfying way.
Give me a roll.
Yep. What would I call that? Spin doctor. Oh, just very, very close. 6 under 7.
I mean, yeah, I guess we could fry them. We could drop them in the fryer.
Yeah, you could stick pom-poms on them and make them dance the hula, but I don't really care how it gets done as long as they make their way onto a plate and in front of Mr. Statham in the next 5 minutes.
So they start gathering up the eels from the floor. And Jason doesn't even want to look at them. They're the most horrible thing in the world to him. But a while later, they come out with something fried. And then they're like, he's like, what's this? It's not eels, is it? And the waiter looks at you and goes, it's onion strings. And he goes, oh, well, that's all right then. He starts eating it. He goes, well, this is awful meaty for onion strings.
It's beyond onion. It's a new thing.
Oh, well,
it's the impossible onion.
I guess that's okay. And he just keeps eating it. And that was breakfast.
And he got his protein. Huzzah.
And he got his protein for hiking in a national park. Well, tour guide, where's the nearest national park? I want to go hiking.
So the nearest national park is probably like 20 miles north of here. It's the mountain ranges and the waterfalls and the forest and the creatures and those things. They're that way.
Okay, we're going there, but this time I don't want to take a bus.
Oh, no, of course not. We'll take she looks at the people with money to see what they suggest. Anybody want to suggest a thing?
I'm just munching on my croissants.
I mean, I guess we could take an Uber again.
Yeah, maybe Tiffany's still hanging out up front, probably just idling and waiting for the next fare. She seems decent enough.
I'm gonna pull up Uber and start like get one coming our way.
This is not Tiffany. This is Steve.
Steve.
Steve, the X Factor.
Yeah, Steve is kind of a sullen-looking guy. Looks over, just kind of grunts. Doesn't even have his radio on.
Ooh. Are we starting?
Hey, we need to go to the national park.
Yep.
Okay.
So he starts driving, and it's a very quiet trip, like uncomfortably quiet, unless you guys want to talk.
So, Mr. Statham, what do you want to see there? Is there anything in particular you want to look for or look at or know about or?
Well, I've done a lot of movies in cities, and I really want to go outside and experience the great outdoors. I want to see some fuzzy animals, and I think I want to climb a tree.
All right. Actually, this place has all the big, massive, like red oak, so you'll be able to climb plenty of trees.
Well, that's good. I haven't climbed a tree since I was a kid.
Oh, well, we gotta change that then. I'm sure your group is fine. I'm sure you have liability. And she looks at the lawyer.
Oh yeah, it's airtight.
I think things would be A-okay.
So you get there. Steve drops you off, drives away without another word. And the national park is beautiful. You can just smell that fresh air, the smell of greenery, of, kind of wet dirt, of leaves being turned into mulch. You can hear bird song. You can hear the occasional sound of some creature that you can't really identify. You don't know if it's like a deer or a raccoon or just whatever, little forest critters are wandering around off in the distance. And you can see a map that has all sorts of hiking trails on it. And it's like, oh, here's the easy, 2-mile one that loops around. And here's the medium 5-mile one that loops around. And here's the hard 10-mile one that loops around. Mr. Statham is like, I want to take that one. And he points to the 10-mile one.
I groan, put a big floppy hat on, and glasses. And I suggest, would you like some sunscreen, sir? And a big floppy hat?
Oh, yeah. No, got to protect the moneymaker. He pats himself on the top of the head.
Yep. Hand one out. Hand some sunscreen. And bug spray.
So he's changed at some point. He's no longer wearing the socks and sandals. Now it's the socks with hiking boots. Because, got to protect your feet when you go hiking.
Yep.
This has been your PSA for the day. And he starts off along the trail, just very excited. All right, tour guide, tell me what I need to know.
So, as we're going down this tour, you'll see this little river over here. Just be careful. There is some poison ivy near it. Yeah, you'll see it by the little leaves and stuff. It's like this. Perfect. Awesome. So we're going to keep walking, and we're walking, and we're moving. And Do you see that little tiny animal over there?
Yeah.
I think that's a badger.
It's a badger. We have those in England, but they look different.
Yeah, ours are weird looking.
And
Though it would try to claw your face off.
oh, I'll punch it first, or I'll get the wall to punch it, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
See, he'd punch anything. His fists are weapons, and then his weapons are also weapons. So you walk along for a little bit, and everything seems to be going great. It's just such a peaceful time. You're genuinely starting to enjoy yourself. And then you hear this weird, like it seems a little bit familiar. And it takes a second to think where you've heard this noise before. And you realize the soundtrack of Phantom of the Opera. And you realize out of nowhere, a chandelier is dropping out of the trees and is about to fall on Jason Statham. What do you do?
Push him out of the way.
Somebody give me a roll.
Go ahead.
All right, no matter what you rolled, that is a 1, so you made it. You push him out of the way. Not only do you push him out of the way, but you also do not get hit by the chandelier. It's, again, just like Phantom of the Opera, a big, beautiful crystal chandelier. You don't know how you didn't notice it. This thing is gigantic. And it falls on the ground, and it's like you can practically hear the dun, 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 dun in your head. Like, how? And even Jason Statham is staring at it like, where did that come from? Do these things grow out here? Is that where chandeliers come from?
I look up to see if there's a crane or a helicopter for whatever reason transporting it.
Nope, it seems to have been attached in the trees.
I'll look up and see if there are any more.
It just seems to have been the one. Just there in this huge tree, there was this one gigantic chandelier hanging over the trail, just waiting for Jason Statham to come by. And you know it was the Wesley Snipers, because what the hell?
Is there someone in the trees still?
No. There's no one. There's no footprints. There's nothing.
Perhaps let's not walk under things.
I mean, the trees kind of like hang over everywhere, so you kind of have to walk under things unless you want to walk on top of trees.
Well, I did want to climb a tree.
Yeah, and there's plenty to climb. Here,
right.
Go
so
right
we'll
ahead.
Climb up the trees and we'll move through them like we were Ewoks. It's a foolproof plan. Everyone follow me.
We don't have climbing gear.
But you can climb trees. That's what people do. We climb trees.
Well, that's what we do now. Trying to scramble up into the tree after him.
And I start sigh. And I very pathetic attempt at climbing a tree because I don't know how to climb trees.
Luckily, the trees here, they're all very thick branches. Otherwise, how else would they support a giant chandelier? And it's surprisingly easy to just walk from tree to tree. It is kind of like, the Ewok village. It's, I mean, not in the sense of like there's, tree houses here or anything, but it's not like you have to do a whole lot of jumping. It's just, it's more difficult than walking on land, but it's not terrible. You're not even honestly that all that high up. You're maybe 6, 8 feet in the air.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
I look down.
So you stop and you rest because, it does take a lot out of you to move this way.
And we're not Jason Statham.
Yeah. So you stop for a lunch break.
On top of the trees?
Yes.
Oh, it's a nice view, at least. Like, there's the mountains. And, oh, you can see the waterfall from over here. Gosh.
Oh, let's go to the waterfall.
Well, let's eat first, and then we'll go to the waterfall.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. What do we have for lunch?
Chocolate croissants.
Also some meal bars and sandwiches and
So leftover eel.
onion strings.
Impossible
onion strings.
So you're there, you're eating, it's a nice time. And you hear some voices. And you look down and it's the forest rangers.
Oh, my friends.
Are they?
The forest rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, they protect the forest. They let me come to my stuff. They might be a little mad that we're in the trees, though. I don't know if they like people in trees, but we'll ask for forgiveness later. It's fine.
So do you get their attention in any way or just stay up here or?
I think we're just gonna watch them for now.
All right. So as they pass under you, you hear, I can't believe it. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it from him. Jason Statham transporting rare birds? I mean, do you think that's I heard that somebody saw him coming in our area, that Uber driver reported bringing him here. Do you think that's why he came here? Do you think that he came here to hunt for the rare red-headed grackle? I don't think that's a real bird. And the other one says, I don't know, these Hollywood types, I don't think you can ever really trust them. They're only out for themselves. And upon hearing them, Jason Statham looks shocked. He says, I would never transport rare birds. I don't have any need to do that. Hey, what do you do?
Folks, I think you're getting a little confused with Mr. Statham's seminal work, The Transporter franchise, where he had to carry high stakes, important goods across state borders and things like that. Mr. Statham is actually here on a personal holiday, and so if you were to try and accuse my client here of transporting illicit goods, including rare animals and an endangered species, I would have to file several injunctions for a number of crimes that would make your head spin, frankly. So why don't we take this over to the side and let's make sure that Mr. Statham has his space. Yes.
Give me a roll.
Sure. Lore. Oh, baby.
You don't know shit about bird law. One of them, upon hearing Jason Statham, had looked up. The other one looks up at you and goes, if he's not here to transport rare birds, then why is he up in a tree?
Ewoks.
It's not an answer. It doesn't explain anything.
He's a big Star Wars fan and wanted to pretend he was an Ewok and go from tree to tree.
Give me a roll.
I'm gonna go with Statham lore because that actually is mostly true.
Okay.
What happens if it equals?
You pass.
Okay, then it's equal. Then I pass.
They look really doubtful, but one of them goes, "Well, I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it, Rob. You have to admit." And the other one, Rob, goes, "I mean, good point. Are you sure you're not here to illegally capture and transport red-headed grackles?" And Jason Statham goes, "Come on, mate, where would I even put it? I have this backpack filled with food. It's got snacks. It's got onion strings." And he holds it up to show. And the four strangers look and go, "Can you come down here so we can examine that?" So Jason starts climbing down.
I follow. These are actually impossible onion rings. You know, they're new in the market.
They have those now?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, people are allergic to onions, so they make impossible onion strings, and they taste really meaty.
Oh, I want to taste. And they start reaching in to taste it. Oh, wow, this is really good. This tastes really meaty. I mean, it doesn't taste a thing like onions, but it's really meaty. I know, right? That's what I said. Yeah, I know, but oh man, this is pretty good. It tastes like waffle batter and fish. You know, it's kind of a weird flavor profile, but I think I could get behind it.
Yeah, you just need to go to the cafe and ask for. And when they ask what you want for eggs, you just say, "Surprise me."
That's, huh.
Yeah, it's a secret code.
Wow, so it's like the secret menus at like Subways and stuff like that? Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Yeah, you know, usually when we find bird transporters, they have a lot bigger backpacks than this. This is like a small backpack. This is like a snack pack
For snacks.
for snacks. Okay, you know what? I'm convinced. I'll let you go. But stay out of the trees, huh? Why were you so how is it playing Ewoks, huh? Is that fun? Are you going to be in the new Star Wars movie? Huh? You can tell us. I can't say anything, mate. You know NDAs.
Yeah, as an agent, I'll have to remind gently about those NDAs.
Oh, dang. I was really hoping. Okay. Well, be careful. You know, take only pictures, leave only footprints. You know, Fast and Furious. Oh, yeah, you know.
Thank you for
Fast
your
and Furious.
service.
And they leave you on your way.
I just waved behind. Bye.
Okay, so it has been a day of hiking. You managed to be done with no further bad things happening. And you managed to call the Uber again. You get Tiffany again. Oh, it's you again!
Are you following us around?
No, I swear, I just have to work a lot of hours because I'm trying to pay my way through grad school. No, I swear I'm not trying to stalk you or anything. I promise.
Okay, hotel, or is there anywhere else you'd like to go, sir?
No, it's been a really long day. I think I want to go home and take a nice long sleep.
Okay, well, to the hotel then.
Okay. And she drives you home, back to the hotel. And Jason goes back to his room, leaves you to do whatever you feel like.
peeling the suit off of my body that is drenched in sweat from chasing after him all day.
You wore a suit into the woods?
Oh yeah,
That's your own fault.
it is.
Ew. Gonna go hose down. Have a coffee. Gotta be ready for the next tour.
Yep, same.
Well, it's evening. It's nighttime, so all right. So the last day of Jason Statham's big vacation, the dawn of the third day. It's morning. You know by now he's going to kick open the door. So you just leave the door open. I mean,
Both doors if there's double doors.
So he tries to kick it open just out of force of habit. His foot just goes through the air like that. All right, I know what I want to do on this, the last day of my big vacation. I want to go to the petting zoo.
Oh my gosh, yes! Let's do it. Let's
I
go.
have a sigh of relief because, petting zoos. I can handle petting zoos.
All right, so we need some hand sanitizer for afterwards. Need some pocket change for the little nibbly food stuff. Make sure you don't wear clothes with buttons. Goats like to eat those.
So should I just not wear a shirt?
I mean, like,
I'll wear a
Maybe a-
tank top.
Maybe
I'll
a
wear-
tank top. Yeah.
I was gonna say just a muscle shirt would be fine.
do y'all need to get anything before we go?
I want to take so many pictures.
Oh, so we need a camera? Or wait, you know, you got a camera on your phone. You should be fine with that.
Yeah. It's easier, less likely to lose it.
Little bad.
And everything that he takes is his own intellectual property.
Yep.
That is actually true.
Mm-hmm.
There have been very interesting cases about animals taking pictures.
All right, so who wants to call the Uber? Because should I? All right, I'm doing it. So she just flips out her phone and just pulls it up.
Okay, and it's Tiffany again.
Tiffany.
She looks like she hasn't gotten any sleep all night.
You
Hey
know,
again, guys.
are
Are
safe to
you-
drive?
No, I'm really good. I'm sorry. I've just been driving all night. It's fine. I'm gonna go to sleep right after this. You're my last fare for the morning. I promise. So where are you going?
We are going to the pen zoo.
Oh, that's not even that far away. So this will be great.
Yep. And like, she's like holding on to like the oh shit bar like up to the side.
Yeah.
So
I keep talking to her to keep her awake.
she does get you to the petting zoo and leave. And the petting zoo, it's bigger than you've ever seen a petting zoo be. And it's absolutely adorable. And it's very obviously built with 6-year-olds in mind. And there's barns with, newborn animals, and there's so many cute, adorable babies, little baby animals there. There's a whole section about, the various barnyard animals that you usually see at petting zoos. But there's also things like, pet a zebra and pet of kangaroo and pet of ostrich. That's a really bad idea. You should never pet an ostrich. Pet all these different wild animals. And And Jason is having a great time. You have never seen him look more delighted, not even when he saw the sexy lady Statham. And everything looks like it's going fantastic. And it looks like it's going to be such a good, pure, low stress day. And then you see among all the, parents of small children and grandparents out there with their grandchildren and families and stuff, there's some people who really don't look like they belong. Like there are these huge people, male, female, other, they're just like big and buff, and they're wearing like the really stereotypical like mafioso suits. Like you know that Slick wears a suit everywhere, but this is like a threatening suit. If there's
A business suit, like
like a mean business suits, like
Pinstripes, big shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Very 1980s.
yeah. They all have like a carnation in the pocket. They all
the
have
same carnation, like it's almost like a uniform.
Yeah, they all have like mirrored aviator sunglasses on. They all have their arms crossed and they're in like a formation, and they are all converging on Jason Statham. What do you do? As he is oblivious and petting baby ducklings.
Oh.
What do you do?
I'm standing with my back to him, like sort of covering him.
I start to call another Uber in case we gotta get out of Dodge quick.
Just see if I can assess if they are carrying any weapons or any other concealed threats.
Okay, so the one that's in the like point on this looks at you, the wall, and goes, "Step aside unless you want trouble."
I cross my arms. I don't move.
Oh, so it's gonna be like that, is it? Here in this place, surrounded by koalas and geese and I'm trying to look at like random stuffed animals around me for inspiration, but they're all things like porgs and putus and
Puffins.
things. Yeah, possums.
Are you threatening my client? Because if you're threatening me, well, we can do this. We can go. We can go. I'll tell you, I'm a no master of fisticuffs, but I'll tell you, I can serve you with a habeas corpus that'll make your head spin, brother.
Yeah. Well, I can habeas your corpus. And he looks confused, but then looks back to being threatening.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
I ask you, hey, do you have that cosplaying doll? Maybe she can be like a dummy, a decoy, and we can get this guy out of here?
Yeah. That's a grand idea. Hey, listen, pals. So we just so while we're having this friendly conversation, if you wouldn't mind just keeping a healthy distance, you understand we happen to be we're you can't see them, but there's a film crew that's just outside of range here. That's we're doing a little documentary, behind the music kind of thing, where we're showing Mr. Statham's softer side. So if you wouldn't mind, you are in our shot. So just take a few steps back that way. I'm actually going to go coordinate with them real quick, and Slick goes around the corner and starts frantically dialing up the reverse mermaid cosplayer to see if we can secure a body double.
Give me a roll.
Yep. I'm gonna call that spin doctor. Four under 7.
Okay, she answers. Hello?
Hey, honey. Listen. I know that you had a real grand time with Mr. Statham the other night. We were wondering if you could do a little repeat performance. Nothing quite so physically demanding, of course. But we would just like you to be on site and just be your wonderful self and bring that certain charm to the role, if you wouldn't mind. How fast can you get down to the petting zoo?
It's like a 10-minute drive from my house. Why?
Oh, we're trying to do a little routine where we've got some guys that are trying to help Mr. Statham rehearse a high stakes negotiation where he is being extracted under duress from a dangerous situation, and we were just wondering if you wouldn't mind helping. Mr. Statham likes to do his own stunts, but we want to try and switch it up a little bit so that we have one person in one shot and he can do the other shot. It's a little bit of movie magic, a little bit of smoke and mirrors. So if you could try and reprise your previous performance, we'd of course compensate you for your time.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to wear the makeup. It's gonna take me a while to put that on.
Yeah. Well, if you could do that quickly, I'd be much obliged.
I can do it in an hour, but it's not gonna look nearly as good.
Tell you what, why don't you get started and I'll let you know as the situation evolves.
Okay.
I'm wiring an advance to your account right now.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, all right. I will talk to you later. Let me get started.
Sure, I'll keep you. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
I'll see if that does anything useful.
Right.
As long as things don't come to blows.
In the meantime, the goons are still staring down the wall.
I'm staring back.
I'm actually going to do the tour guide thing and be like, oh my God, look at this little guinea pig. And I'm like holding it up at the goons and be like, look at it.
Give me a roll.
That would be local knowledge?
I mean, you could.
Extreme sports? Maybe no, it's not extreme sports.
Well, it is local, and you're giving them knowledge.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Oh, they're matching.
Okay. So Statham is starting to get bored.
Uh-oh.
But in the meantime, these goons you can see their resolve starting to waver as you start to show them these cute animals.
I give one of them a guinea pig, and then I pick up a bunny, and I give it to the other one.
And you see them just like, what do I do with this? My cold, dead heart is, I used to have a pet. just like this, and they're, they're, you can see the cracks starting to show.
Yes, tell me the story. As much detail as you want to. Just trying to buy time. So, like.
Yeah, the lead goon is still, there in the front, arms
I put a
crossed,
hedgehog right on his arms.
right in his crossed arms, just like right here.
Yeah.
And it just like sniffs around, just sniff, 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 sniff.
Little hedgy. I was like,
But
oh, this looks like you.
his forehead twitches a bit.
I use this time to steer Jason away to another place so that, it's like, okay, it's like, oh, I know another place where we can go where, there's even better animals for a petting zoo if you just come with me.
Better animals at the petting zoo?
Yeah, I just found it out. You gotta come with me, though.
So he follows you. And so, yeah, the hired goons, their resolve is slowly being cracked by, precision application of adorable fuzzy animals. Like,
That's what I do best.
who would have thought? Just
I did. I thought.
you did. You thought. And they don't even notice Jason Statham being snuck out right from under their noses. And the lead goon has been so just focused on staring. And then that hedgehog, and now he's distracted. And it's like he looks up and Jason Statham is no longer there. And he has this hedgehog, and is his life? Is this his life? Has his life all this time been just about following orders from others? And has he been ignoring his own joy? And he holds the little hedgehog in his hands, and a little tear runs down a cheek. A solitary tear runs down his cheek. And he holds it. He holds the hedgehog, and he holds it up to his face, and he says, "You and I, we're the same." And he places it down on the ground, and he looks at you, the wall, and he says, "See you in another life, brother." And he turns to the other goons behind him, and he nods at them, and still clutching their various fuzzy animals, they begin to disperse.
Yes. Fuzzy animals always do the trick. Bye.
So now Jason Statham is off looking for the other part of the park that he was promised, along with Calm Pittance. What are you doing?
I suppose the Uber I had called is here.
Okay. So now it's all been everything seems to be just sort of winding down. You've spent a long, interesting day at the petting zoo. You spent a long, interesting weekend at various holiday spots. And the Uber takes you all back to the hotel. It's not driven by either Steve or Tiffany. And Jason Statham looks at you all and says, "Thank you for giving me the best vacation I've had in quite a while. There will be bonuses all around. Coco, it was fantastic meeting you. I think I'm going to go back up to my room and pack.
You're muted.
I am muted. Oh, it was so good meeting you. By the way, can you sign my chest? Did you like opens up her zip
Oh, naturally.
like just like the up here area?
He takes one of the hotel pens and signs.
Oh, ow. Yes. I thought you were gonna do a Sharpie. That's fine too.
The second he finishes doing that, I hand Coco a form absolving Jason of any blame in case she contracts ink poisoning.
Yeah, sure. I'll read this later. And she sticks it in her purse to be forgotten about forever. And yeah, just drop me off at the hotel, and I'll be on my merry way back home.
So, yeah, it's now evening. He's in his room packing. The Wesley snipers seem to have given up after their goons all had an existential crisis and left. You haven't heard anything from them in hours. It looks like everything's going to be fine. It's nighttime. You can go to sleep if you want. Jason Statham has had a successful vacation. You guys have done a great job.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I think that's it for tonight.
This game is bonkers. I love it.
This is the first time I've ever run it, and I had a blast. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and let's see again. Let's have ourselves a nice outro, starting with played Coco tonight.
Hi,
Again,
I'm
I'm
Coco.
where
I'm Morgan. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Serena Bases. Find us next week here for 3V, where I run Monster Hearts. And find me in the other places that I'm at. Roll to Play Network with Red Death, Future Condition Gaming, or, well, here. So, have a good night, y'all.
And next we have played Calm for the Evening.
Hi, I'm Mariam. You can find me on the internet at media_junkie. You can usually find me basically camped out here for the weekend. Adventures in Agni, then 3V, and I will actually be running the following week after Monster Hearts a Surzamine game, so that's going to be interesting. And
I'm also playing in that.
Yeah, and also Lauren, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
The return of the temple party. And also I am the GM for the Musafirs.
And next, playing Slick, we have...
Hey, I'm Simon, and I played Slick. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. If you are in the New England area and you like LARPing, you can come play my game atawaylarp.com. And if you are going to Gen Con, I highly encourage you to come by my table and play a session of Urban Shadows or Pasión de las Pasiones, where I'll be GMing for Magpie Games.
Nice. Played The Wall this evening. We have...
Hi, I'm Ting. I'm not on social media, but this is my first stream game, and it was a lot of fun.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party. We were glad to have you.
Oh, is that where the name comes from? Oh, that's so cool.
And I was your Statham Master tonight. I'm Lauren. You can find all of my professional work online at lwsalinas.com. And yes, I will be on Miriam's game in a couple of weeks. And I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I had fun.
It was awesome. Thank you for GMing.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
for Thank you for playing. I've been wanting to play this for a while.
Awesome.
Running it.
Yeah. So there will be no emissaries of Vitna tonight. Some issues. There are some people not feeling well. So we will be back next week. And instead of that, we will be raiding. I believe what's on Total Party Chill. So hopefully that works. No, that doesn't work. Why you no work? Okay.
One moment, please.
One moment, please.
I'm trying to do some waiting noise for you.
Do, 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 do.
Let me make sure I spelled it correctly. It's also very possible I did not spell it correctly.
Hey, you're doing amazing work.
Aha!
Yeah,
Yaha!
you did it.
We'll be going 7, 6,
Hey.
5. Wave everybody as we raid!
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and we rated.